Hi everyone, my name is Denis, and today I want to share with you my personal experience of living in Ireland. I spent there a year and a half working as a software engineer. To be honest, it was a mix of good and bad. So let me walk you through the pros and cons. Maybe it will help you if you are thinking about moving there. One of the good things about Ireland is location. It is located like in the middle of West Europe. You can jump on a cheap flight and within 1 or 2 hours you are in Germany, France, Spain, wherever. For someone who likes traveling, this is gold. Another good thing I really appreciated about Ireland was the air. There is no heavy industry and not much traffic, so the air just felt clean. I'd go outside, take a deep breath, and it felt so good. Ireland takes care of its vulnerable groups like kids, seniors, unemployed, refugees. So in case if you lose your job or have some health issues, the state will provide you support, which is much better than in many other countries. It was surprisingly easy to get documents. I got my work permit and all the papers that I needed real quick without endless lines and offices. Ireland is the least bureaucratic country that I dealt with. And comparing to other countries like Portugal, where I also lived for a couple months, Ireland was much smoother. Let me be very clear, the weather is terrible. Almost the whole year it was rainy and windy and damp. I personally hate cold and wet weather, so for me it was torture. The taxes is the thing that I hated the most. They can reach up to 50% if you are earning well. It's a progressive scale, so the more you earn, the more you give away. And honestly, it feels unfair, like the country doesn't want you to become wealthier, even if you work harder. Healthcare wasn't great either. For simple cold and fever, I waited days for an appointment, and even then, it was just a phone call at 1 a.m. The quality was bad, the connection poor, we could barely hear each other, and after all, it didn't feel reliable. Getting a driver's license is painful. First, you do the theory test, then you wait for almost 6 months until you can even try your behind the wheel test. When I applied, the wait time was almost 8 months. I ended up looking for the slots in other cities that were far from my place where I was living, and still waiting time was about 3-4 months. And of course, because of big gap, I haven't practiced for a while and I failed the test and I never get the driver's license in Ireland. And of course, I need to mention that it was too expensive. This one is very specific, but I noticed it strongly. Ireland has very toxic body positive culture, worse than in the United States. A lot of people are overweight and it feels like being unhealthy normalized to an extreme level. Ireland is small in everything. Small houses, small apartments, small roads, even small bars and restaurants. It always felt like people were sitting on top of each other. After moving to the United States, I felt relief seeing big apartments, big cars, and simply more space overall. I didn't really find any other interesting activities. If you love drinking culture, then it's fine. But if not, it gets boring. On paper, Ireland looks rich. In reality, many people live modestly and even poorly. So the statistics doesn't match what you see in everyday life. So yeah, that's my honest list of pros and cons of living in Ireland. For me, Ireland is a good country for short trip like a weekend in a Dublin, check out the pubs, do some sightseeing, but for a long term like living or working, definitely no. If you've been to Ireland or live there, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me or not? Drop a comment below and see you in the next video.